screen. And we're live. There we go.
We are. I didn't get notified.
We
Who's
are.
there? Jason and Amanda?
Yeah. Mellow Cat.
Amanda.
Happy Boxing Day.
Canadian.
That's a Canadian holiday?
Yeah. That's weird. I didn't get notified. Here we are.
No. Get out of there.
Oh, and you know what?
I just let him out.
What's that?
What? Well, we got two people. It's Mellow Cat and 2 eggs.
That's weird. Nobody got notified.
And 4 likes. How do we get 4 likes?
I'm one, Mellow Cat. And,
somebody else is on there. It says 2 people though.
Did anybody get notified?
There's 10. Okay, yeah.
I don't know why I didn't.
Yes, it is. We are here with all the snow. Ew.
Oh, I guess I did.
Just to be sure I'm here. Great. Where's everybody at? When you tell us you're here, tell us where you're at. Cage.
Winnipeg.
Cage is doing his usual, ripping the bed up. I know you don't know who I am because I got a hat on. You're not used to. I probably wear a hat about 3 days a year. We had an interesting day today.
Oh, did we ever?
Yeah. Wise awake, sunny Riverside, California. Wow. Our daughter used to live in Riverside, California. Levy, let's see.
Wise awake. That's the first time I've seen you on here.
Louis leaving. Leaving for Michigan tomorrow morning.
Shanna Ganner.
Ruben 749. Southern Plains.
Hi, Ruben. Thanks, guys, for saying
McConnell Hay Company. What?
Hello from Hay Company.
Yeah, from Kansas.
Hi.
All right. C&D Adventures. We are here.
Thanks,
we made it to Santa Rosa, New Mexico today on the way to Quartzsite. We drove right past us then. Could have came here. Have relatives in
snowy.
KW. Myron Priest. Hey guys, I'm from Tri-Cities, Washington.
From coast to coast.
Washington's one of the prettiest states to ride a motorcycle through, that's for sure.
Amanda, you have relatives in KW.
Kiwana.
I don't.
Mark Bastian.
Hey, Lynn and Joan. Hi, guys. Karchner Cavern State Park near Benson, Arizona.
Yeah, Benson's a cool old
town. So much better than the border check. Richard
I don't know.
Hi.
I should have checked if your part came today.
Yeah, they lied.
It was supposed to be here the day before Christmas. And
first it was the 29th, and then they changed it to the day before Christmas.
And then I know it was in Hot Springs. It was in Hot Springs this morning, but it didn't show it went out of there. It's still showing it's in Hot Springs. So
KW is Kitchener-Waterloo.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Canada, someplace I've never been. Thanks for the clarification, though. 57 people died from the snow blast in the east. If it wasn't you or your family, it's something that can make you feel lucky. Wow.
Well, I was just watching a thing right now that with all the electrical outages and everything else. It was pretty bad. That one place where they had the water from the Lake Superior just froze everything. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But we're getting ready to experience another cold night. But those of you that saw our video on the freezing of our motorhome, we went to start it, and it just went, just the battery died on it. And actually, I would tell you what happened. I know you're interested, but we got a video that Darla's uploading right now that's going to tell you what happened. So as you can tell, we're not driving.
Tomorrow.
We're not driving. We're just sitting here.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it was a fun day.
It's a sloppy Joe night. Amanda and Jason are having sloppy Joes. Did I say also Richard Spencer, Calgary, Canada? Welcome. Good to see you on here. Let's see. The power grid got attacked over in Tacoma, Washington again. Left 17,000 people without power, but got powered up again.
Called false flags.
Still Presnell. Hi, Mackinac, Michigan. 3-foot snow, 50-mile-an-hour wind. No thanks.
Same people that are causing all these problems are the same people that want to solve them for us. So beware.
Mark took his stress test and flunked it. Now he has to take another one. You need to study harder, Mark.
Yeah.
In January. That's a bummer.
I've been taking a 41-year stress test.
Lynn and Joan. Lynn, I always use seafoam.
What, for the fuel?
I guess.
I used Howells.
Howes. On our video.
Hawes.
HOW.
HOW? Okay, well, it's Howells. That's what I use. Yeah.
Fuel additive, she said. Try and see if I can get extra credit.
Yeah.
You probably end up in detention, Mark. That's all I'm saying. 41 years living on the edge.
Me. Yeah, so yeah, it's dangerous stuff, but I'm fearless, so it don't matter.
And Jason gave Bill something to put in his fuel tank.
Yeah, and then we got
which was called
Power Service.
Yeah. I mean, it should be good and
it's anti-jelly and stuff,
now.
But should we tell? I guess they can know. It's not a big deal.
No, but you have to watch the video.
Yeah, you still have to watch the video. Anyway, the problem was our batteries ran down.
I appreciate
trying
to
to
watch the video.
Trying to start it. The first time when I went to start it, it fired right up. And it ran for maybe 30 seconds and it shut off. And then that's when I realized, okay, I didn't put I usually, when I'm going to be in cold weather, put some kind of a anti-gelling in the fuel. And I hadn't done that. And I had a pretty good feeling because we were down to 1 degree. And I mean, it was horrible, right? It was cold, man. I mean, it was stinking cold. And we were down to 1/3 of propane, which I kind of felt how long we could probably survive that. With the 2 electric heaters and with 1/3 of propane, we could probably make it through. But I still thought, well, it would be really comforting to know that we have, 45 gallons or whatever it is of propane, so we don't have to worry about it. And so when I started the motorhome up, we had the slide out in, everything ready to go. And it ran for about, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds and it shut off. And that was, boom, that was it. It wasn't going to start. And I ran the battery, it ran down to nothing, the 2. It has 2 big, huge truck batteries to start this thing. Because this is the big motor, Cummins A3. It's a 300 horse, not the 240. So anyway, at that point, we went and got the fluid for the fuel tank. Jason had given us some 2 eggs in 1 basket. Gave us he had about this much in the bottom of a bottle. I put that in.
Side note, his sewer line froze.
Yeah. I told him, I said, be careful defrosting that because it may raise the sea levels. So anyway, so we got the stuff in the fuel. And what was amazing is yesterday it was getting warmer, and I thought, well, let me try see if this thing will start. and I hit the key, and it went dead right away. I mean, it just went down to nothing. So I told her, I think we need to get new batteries. So, of course, there's no truck shops around here. We went to Walmart. They had truck batteries, but they had the smaller ones. They had the 29 and the 23, and ours is a 30, 31, and 31, two of them. So they said, well, go over to Atwood's, which is like a hardware place here.
Kind of like a Tractor Supply local.
Yeah. And I told her, I said, let's go to AutoZone, because the guy at Walmart told me, he said, well, they're going to charge you more at AutoZone. But we went over to AutoZone, and they had them. And the price was maybe about $15 or $20 more probably than we would have got them for at Atwood's. But the advantage to getting them from AutoZone is they had a year longer warranty. And if we have a failure with a battery, we have to bring it back to Atwood's here in town. And I mean, if we're in Arizona, we're out of luck. So we just went ahead and got them there and I always get a discount at AutoZone. I spent so much money there anyway. So we got them, we put them in, and I turned the key and fired it. Well, it cranked about 4 or 5 times, and it finally, like, whatever was in there, whatever was sludge, blew through, and it fired right up. So.
Hi, Mega Val, Mike. Good to see you.
Yep.
And Ruben says, you guys make me smile whenever I watch you. You know why? You guys are like the Farmer's Almanac or Norman Rockwell painting, like a postcard image of Americana. Take that as a compliment, as that is how it is intended. Thank you.
Well, I didn't understand too much of that, but okay. A Norman Rockwell painting.
We make him smile. That's all you need to know.
Okay. Is the Norman Rockwell one? Is that the one with the farmer and his wife and his little kid?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I'll show him later.
Yeah. So anyway, it feels good to have that done, and then we did a little bit. I'm going to warn everybody because you guys kind of get this is kind of like our Patreon, but we've had a bunch of problems buying the Rhino hoses, just the hoses, not the ends. But the original ones that I bought, the complete units, lasted for years, and then we started having where they were getting little leaks, and I keep cutting them shorter and getting rid of the bad parts. And finally, I ordered a couple of new hoses, and I got one right out of the box was leaking, and the other one I put in, it got it all hooked up, and it was okay for a while. And I mean, these things, we had one of them just sat in the cargo bay. I never used it, and it just like disintegrated.
Well, actually, when we were in Kentucky, he needed to buy us one, and so the day it came, straight out of the box, it had a big hole in it. So we sent that back, got another one, and it's even worse.
And then if you watch the video that will be up probably tomorrow, it's loading tonight. But it just virtually, the whole thing, as you pull it out, it just was crumbling apart, and I mean it didn't do anything to it. So we went over to Wally World and got a whole new kit because they don't sell just the hose, and now we're good. I think we're all right. So, anyway, stuff like that can be real irritating. There's nothing funner than having someone knock on your door and say, "Hey, your sewer hose is leaking all over outside."
We haven't had that.
Oh, well, could you wrap it? Here, I'll give you some tape. Could you go out there?
Hi, Stephen, Jackie. We used the Condo Electric and propane. Worked well. Froze one water pipe. Split or break. After thaw. Lucky. Got that right. Phil says, I use House Diesel Treat and Lucas Upper and lubricant in my diesel tractor with every fuel fill. No problem. Works like a charm.
Well, I use Lucas in my oil.
It's just that I really don't know why he didn't put the additive in there. I don't know.
I always do.
Maybe he thought the weatherman was lying. I don't know.
Well, what happened is...
then once we put it in, it was like not going to do anything for that episode because it was already frozen. So
when we went to Colorado, we went there, it was warm. But I put it in when we went there to Colorado. We parked. It was going to get cold. And we went through 15 below there. and no problem. You know, we got ready to leave. The hardest part was getting the levelers to come up out of the
Right, out of
snow.
the snow.
And what's you know, from putting it down, lifting it up, finally let go, and they came up. But the here, you know, it usually doesn't get this. I mean, it gets down in the 20s, but that's usually, I don't know what diesel fuel gels at, but I think it's got to be colder than 20. And I'll tell you what, man,
It gels at Saturday night.
yeah.
Whatever
Well,
that was.
you know, we had 1 degree,
1 degree, yeah.
and we had like a 15 or 20-mile-an-hour wind. They said is equivalent to 20 below zero here. So, and this morning when I went outside, I looked at this. The the passenger side of the motorhome is in the shade, and I went out there. You know, we've had these big icicles hanging, and
Big
the
old
door locks are
layers
freezing.
of ice on those slide out.
Yeah, and it just mostly on the passenger side has been where it's frozen, and that's where the fuel line goes down, goes to the motors on this right side. And like I said last, the fuel tank is right underneath where we're sitting here. It's a 100-gallon tank, and so this morning I went out and all the icicles are gone, and they were. I told her, we go get some
Jason
batteries.
Was talking about wearing shorts.
Yeah, and so we got the batteries and put them in, and I mean, pretty much it fired right up. Once it kind of, I don't know, maybe you know, maybe for about what 5 or 6 seconds. Because this thing, the thing about this motorhome is it could sit for 2 months, and you go over and turn the key and it fires right. It's got like some kind of, not a flame, but it's got a and not glow plugs. This doesn't have glow plugs, but it sends a surge of heat somehow through the intake system or something, and it fires every time. I mean, it fires right up.
She rebuilt the part in the toilet, and now it won't shut off after a flush. Dang it.
What did you replace the parts, or did you put the little cartridge in, or what? First of all, what do you have? Like, what is ours? Ours is
Pepper?
Yeah, but it's like a 520. No, ours is
automatic.
No, it's
Aqua.
No.
Give up.
It's the old one, but we got the new style of it, because we ended up buying a whole brand new one, but it was can't remember what the name of it was. Anyway, it's a porcelain. It's a real nice one. It's got the dump station on left foot, and I kept replacing the little spring packs and everything on it, and finally we had it just getting wore out. It was so wore out, and that we just bought a whole new thing and put it in there, and it works really, really good. It's not a Thetford. It's a
Aqua Magic.
No, it's like they used to use on yachts. That's what it is. It's the oval one. It's not a round porcelain. It's like a 510 or something.
Yeah, I think it is a 510.
510. The one we have now is a 510 plus. Can't remember the name of it though. I think Dometic or someone like that bought it. Used to be someone else.
Seaflow.
What?
Seaflow.
It might have been what it used to be, but it's not now. I think it's a Dometic product or something. Not a Seahead. Not Traveler. That's a satellite system. Yeah, you wouldn't want to transmit what goes on in there. Let's see. It may be filling too high because it might be filling higher than the fill. Is it just doesn't return all the way, or because sometimes when you take those, did you put a new seal in it? What did you do to it? You said you rebuilt it. How did you go about rebuilding it?
Jason says they have a Canadian Tire brand.
Do you? Canadian Tire. You think that's somewhere where you go buy tires? They have everything. They have food. They're a hardware store. Coffee.
Hi, Midwest.
They sell everything. I'm thinking of a home toilet. No, this is a RV, but this motorhome originally came with it was I think it was like C something or something like that. I can't remember, but it was the 510, and now I believe Dometic bought the company, and we have what they call the 510 Plus, which is basically the same thing.
I think it's taller too.
It's about a half an inch taller than the other one, and but it works great. But you know what? They had a sale. They had these seals on Amazon. Here I'm talking about against the sewer hoses on Amazon, but you roll you roll the dice when you buy stuff from Amazon, because sometimes individuals sell stuff on there too, just in the Amazon catalog, and some of the stuff sits in the back of warehouses, and the stuff its life runs out in the back of the warehouse, and they send it to you and it's junk. But I bought this seal kit for the ball, what they call the ball, and I think I paid like $19. I bought two of them. I got an extra one, thinking that they were going to be, wouldn't last. That one's been in there for a couple of years now. Yeah, no, I got it.
I want to jinx it.
But anyway, they work better. We used to pay $40 for the seals.
Yeah.
They got the blue ones and all these really good ones, because the other ones, every time you flush the toilet, but another thing we do is we let it snap. We don't ease it up. We just take it and kind of like dumping the clutch. You just slide your foot. Let it up about halfway and slide your foot off. What?
He looks forward to Mondays, Louis.
Looks forward to Mondays.
Yeah, to watch us.
Oh yeah. You shouldn't have to change the flange on the floor. You shouldn't take that part off unless you're replacing. Well, you shouldn't even have to take that off. You can replace everything without taking the base off. you can pull the top off. There's like a big hose clamp, but it's like this big around, and it holds two clamshells together, and that's what ties ours together. I don't know how some of the other ones are.
And hi, Seymour.
Oh, Seymour's here. Hey.
Yeah, he said the trick is to treat your fuel before you fill up, before it gets freezing.
Right. Yeah. Well.
We know. But we just didn't do it.
It's not that I don't know. It's that I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, up until a week ago, it's been, 40s at night and 60s and 70s during the day. So.
Wow. Well, so she said the lever returns, but it just keeps flowing. So we did have a problem with our old toilet with that. It wouldn't.
Only when the grandchildren flushed it.
It wouldn't seal.
Well,
It's because it didn't snap back.
Right.
I don't know.
And what I did, you could buy just the spring cartridge, and if you get just that spring. It used to be a thing you had to put the spring in there. It was a real big battle trying to get everything all together. And now it's just got a little cartridge. You put it in there, and then you slide the lever on.
But we also had that ball in there crooked at one point, and that would help.
Well, that's why I finally got to the point, because a lot of the parts we were getting were just
that
not
flapper
good.
in there might be in there just a little bit crooked.
So we bought the new 510 Plus.
Yeah.
Took the other one out.
Did you
put
change
this one
the
in.
flange on the floor?
When I took it out, yeah, I did. Yeah, you want to do that. Anytime you pull it, anything you pull, you want to change. You want to.
My flange has 4 bolts. New toilets only have 2. We did experience that too with ours.
Well, no, it only had 2. That's not it'll have a spot for the flange down below the part where you put the bolts in, where they slide in, will have 4 positions, but you only need 2. It's basically held down by gravity, and those just make it tight. And when you sit on it, it's not going nowhere. So
Where are we going tomorrow? We're not going anywhere. We're going to do laundry tomorrow. Yeah. Jason and Amanda, if you guys want to do laundry, we're doing laundry in the morning.
We're going to do laundry tomorrow. We're going to start getting ready because
we're leaving
this time next week. We'll be
Louis, we're leaving next Monday for courtside.
Mm-hmm. We'll be on the road next Monday. So.
Hey Louis, did you guys sell your RV or do you still have it?
Here's the dumb guy question of the day. Now, this is a residential house. If I leave the faucet dripping so the pipes don't freeze, does that mean both hot and cold should be running? Well, if you really, if your house, if you're going to keep your house warm, it's just like in here. They say in this motorhome that as long as you're living in it, nothing will freeze. But if we don't use the propane heater, then
the cargo bay.
Well, it's not the cargo; it's the water bay. Our water bay goes from one side of the motor home to the other side of the motor home, and in between there's, at the bottom is the freshwater tank, and then on top of that is the gray water tank. On top of that is the black tank, and the toilet sits right over the black tank, and the tube goes straight into the black tank. And then all the hookups and everything are over here, but it's all sealed except for the door. When you open it up, then it's not sealed. You close the door, it is. It's all insulated underneath and all the way around it. And there's a heat vent off of our big heater that blows in there. So when we turn on the house heater, it heats that bay up. And that bay, like I just went out. So I have a little tiny box heater about like this that just comes on, and I have a switch in my power box, my breaker box, where I can turn it on and off. And but I also have my battery maintainer for the start batteries, and I have the plug-in for the engine block heater. But I have that unplugged, and I have my battery charger plugged in, and I wasn't sure whether I had plugged in that little heater, so I went out and checked it. It wasn't. So I plugged it in, and now I could see, because it was like 46 degrees, and I just did it right before we came on, and it's already, since we've been on, and that's been about 28 minutes. It's at 53 degrees already. So it'll get up to about 58 or 59. And when it was down to 1 degree, it was down, that little box heater was keeping it at about 45 degrees, which is pretty good. And then if I turn on the big heater, man, in 5 minutes around that big heater, it's up in 70 degrees. You know?
What about his house?
Well, I don't, like I say, if you're going to turn your heater off and you're going to leave, then I don't know, I mean, you're going to have the thing that would scare me about leaving a faucet on in a house that you're not there is that if it's running,
I don't know that he said he wasn't going to be
and
there.
The pipe, the actual drain pipe, was to freeze, well, you know what's going to happen after that.
He didn't say he wasn't going to be there. I just wondered.
Okay, you got to
cold needed to be running.
You got to read for me. Catch us up.
I don't guess he knows.
Well,
Ruben.
We actually had our hot water faucet in the bathroom the other morning or night when it was 1 degree. Right. I went in there and I turned the water on, and it was just barely trickling.
We don't know. Hot, cold, don't know.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it just kind of went, and boom. And
Louis says we still have our RV upgraded to a 36.5-foot Grand Design because Barbara thinks they need more room.
Yeah. Should get a motorhome. Louis, you really like the motorhome.
Our friend just downsized to a Class C. Depends on what you're comfortable with. That's right. Had an incident command vehicle that had a toilet that didn't use water. It incinerated everything that went into it. All you had to do was empty an ash container.
Probably called a bucket. Well, they have those composting toilets,
but this incinerates it.
I don't know. I don't
We don't have that.
know how those things work. To me, we have a little system. Every time we dump the black tank, we dump 5 gallons, well, like 4.5 gallons, but we have a 5 gallon bucket. And she dumps it. I go outside and I pull all the levers, and when it's
That's
time, I
better,
just
too.
on the wall, and then because I'm watching everything from underneath, and she dumps that bucket of water down there, and man, you know, it just gets everything, clears everything out. And then I shut the sprayer off, and I let it run all the way out, and then I shut it off, and then we use borax and Dawn dishwashing liquid in the toilet, and that's worked the best. We've tried drop-ins, we've tried liquid, we've tried
What's that? Happy Camper.
Happy Camper.
All the stuff that's designed for that by RV companies. We use.
Yeah, we've tried it.
Like it nearly as good as
the drop-ins were probably second best, but this borax, and there was some guy one day on a forum somewhere, and he said, "I'll tell you what's the best thing to use in your toilet." That's what he said: the borax and you give it a little squirt.
We were using Calgon for a while too.
Yeah, well, there's some people that don't use anything, and they don't seem to think it's a problem. But what's good about using the dishwashing liquid is it helps everything move out, and the borax is just a digester, man. I have a clear little tube that I can see what's coming out, which is really fun. But anyway, pretty much
That's why I dumped the bucket inside.
It looks like the Willy Wonka chocolate river. I mean, it does you don't see turds, it's just kind of brownish water. Okay, catch us up.
The conversation is just riveting.
It's a crappy conversation tonight. You know? I'm surprised Leah's not here. Now,
right?
When we start talking toilet talk, she loves it. That's our oldest daughter.
Let's see.
Have a plumbing company winterize it. Yeah. I think that in a house, if you can put low point drains, they drain your water, and then you could even, if you're on sewer or whatever, you could dump a little antifreeze. You could either use RV or you could use car. Just
the other day said that their brother-in-law on one of the forums on Facebook said their dummy brother-in-law put automotive antifreeze in his brand new trailer.
Yeah. You don't want to put that in your water tank because it'll make your hair green. Let's see. Okay, we lost water in the kitchen and hot in the bathroom, but it thawed out without a problem. Yeah. Well, you know, PEX, when we built our property thing here, I used all underground PEX for everything, and we've been pretty lucky with it. We didn't have any problems with that. I have a little thing, like if it's going to get down to like 20, 24, 20, 20 at the lowest, I have a little Y valve, and I could just close off my hydrant and open this valve. I have a Y open to the air, and the other one goes into the motorhome, and it just sucks all the water back out of the hose and down below. But
like 3 or 4 feet down under the ground.
But when it was 1 degree, I mean, the hose was freezing when it was running, you know. So, and I had just a little portion of the hose freeze, but I was able to just kind of set it down on the ground, walk on it, and broke it loose, and it ran through. But now I've just been, when it's freezing, I've just been unhooking everything and just letting it air out.
Ruben said, when I said it could happen, I meant the drain pipe, and I'm one of those clueless guys on plumbing, etc. So it's something I would think easily, or would not easily think of until after the fact. Kind of like putting additive in the fuel after the fact.
Well, you can actually use automotive antifreeze in the drains in your house.
You still want it in your fresh water.
I wouldn't use it straight up. I would dilute it, but you could pour that in there, and because it's going out. But if you're anything that like on a motorhome, you do not want to put that in your freshwater tank. So, yeah, not a good thing.
You'd have to flush the system a bunch to get rid of that.
Yeah, you'd probably have to bleach it. You put bleach water in there and fill it about 2/3 full, and drive it around, let it slosh until it kind of gets it loosened up.
You'd have to do that a couple times.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, it would take a while. Probably have to almost do it with borax, but yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be careful what you put in your water system because you can make yourself pretty sick. What I should have filmed is when we had that water leak in the bedroom. That would have been interesting.
You know, sometimes things happen and you're just so overwhelmed by the what and the why that that's all you can focus on. So that's kind of what happened. It would have made a good video though.
Well, it was just our rear air was having problems, and the thing is of course they don't sell. Well, when we bought this motorhome, our front air went out after about, I don't know, like a year and a half after we bought it, and I bought a new AC. Well, then the front one and the rear one didn't match, but they made a cover that made the back one look like the front one. So I bought the cover, and then once I bought the cover, then the back one went out. So then I bought a whole new back unit. And we put that on.
A new cover that matched the front cover.
And then they matched. And I gave that other cover to a friend, and then this time when the rear one was going bad again, I didn't want to buy a new one, and I found one that was low usage and everything else, and I just didn't get it on there right. I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't.
One side was higher.
There was a gap, and the water was flowing in.
And it rained and rained and rained and rained and rained that night.
And we had water.
We thought it was condensation at first,
yeah.
So we were drying
the windows. The floors were wet. So
we were drying the windows every day and thinking, it's never done this before. And I mean,
and
first time we discovered it, we raised the window coverings and there was like fuzz on it, that thick, and mold, black mold. Not a healthy situation. So we weren't really thinking.
Luckily, we have the carpet cleaner, so I went in there and sucked all that water up. I was able to do that. But yeah, I had to go up in there and pull everything. Like I reinstalled it and got it squared up. And I mean, we have a metal roof. We don't have a rubber or fiberglass roof.
Raise some more.
We have a metal roof, and it's been pretty good. So let's see when
At least your batteries didn't leave you stranded. Do that.
Do what now?
Amanda says at least your batteries didn't leave you stranded.
Yeah, and well, the thing about it is I have a button over there on my console that I can push, and it puts all the batteries together. So I would have 6 batteries to start this with, but I don't really like doing that because if this thing is hard to start, I don't want to waste my house battery. So that's like an emergency deal. Another thing you could do is if you can get the generators start, once the generator's running, then you could actually, you can crank, if you ever lose your alternator on your motorhome, on your diesel motorhomes, if you start the generator, everything will run. You can run down the road and charge your batteries and the whole thing using the diesel the generator. We've had to do that before in Texas once.
Myron says, Bill, you should go to work on SpaceX and work on the poopers Elon Musk needs to.
Oh, well.
Seymour, are you considering trading in your RV for a newer gasoline model?
Who said that?
Seymour Rivers.
You know what's funny is we've watched, there's a bunch of YouTubers and they play this game. They first start off with an old Class C, and then they get a newer Class C, and then they get a really new Class A, and then they realize they wish they had kept the one older Class C, I mean, they're constantly switching out of these RVs, and um, you know what? We bought this one, and we've this is the one we've lived in. We had a Lance camper, and she's like, well, I don't want any payments or anything, and I think we should just
Well, because I
stay
felt
in the
like
Lance camper. And I said, I
felt like
want to
we
be
were
able
going
to
to buy a
stand up.
motorhome. We were going to have payments, and I didn't want to pay, payments on the road with no job.
Well, I wanted to stand up when I take a shower, and I wanted a comfortable place to sit when I'm when I'm
all of the outdoors.
because of when we went camping in there, and if the weather was cold or something, I mean, I can't sit in those booths, man. I'd have to lay down on the bed. So
Ruben says Elon Musk needs way more help than just on his poopers.
yeah,
Perhaps a psychologist would be a good start.
I'll tell you guys. I'll tell you if you want to make a lot of money, I'll tell you what you do. You go out there by the Salton Sea and you buy some property right now. They found the largest lithium deposit in the world out there by Salton Sea, and they're promising to redo the lake. They're gonna freshen it all up.
Salton Sea did.
They what?
It used to be quite the thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Back in the 50s, it was a mistake. It got flooded. They redirected the Colorado River and it rushed in there and flooded it. But Elon Musk is talking about putting a pipeline from the ocean, a 75-mile pipeline from the ocean to Salton Sea, and circulating the water in and out so that it's not like the Dead Sea. I mean, that's a lot of what makes a lake like that. If there's no inlet and outlet, it can screw them up.
Yeah, Dustin says RV envy with these people switching up their RVs. And Amanda says, simple, I don't need all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, well, one thing about this old beast is I could work on it. And I mean, I have been working on it, and yeah, he's out tonight.
Is his tongue?
Yeah, he's dreaming. Look at him. His feet are twitching. He's got his tongue. He's got his eyes are half open. Look at his ears moving.
Can you see his face? I don't know if you can see his face. No, you can't.
No, well. Anyway, you can ask Lynn on here. It really pays to know how to work on a rig when you're on the road and you have a problem. Lynn, do you care if I tell your story a little bit? I know you don't have a YouTube channel, so I'm not copywriting your stuff here, but anyway, they had a
hold on. Here's Cage's right now. Sorry, but I had to share.
He's going to be mad at you when he finds out.
That's cute.
Anything on here? I'm having problems with my left eye, so it's hard for me to read this stuff.
Makes me think of that line in There Will Be Blood. Eli, that oil has already been had.
Did Lynn leave? Lynn, did you leave, or can I tell what happened to you? And
that is the life.
Well, she's gone, then I'll tell. I'm going to tell anyway. They
my tank full 78. Leave the cold dripping, the hot will freeze.
They went through a border patrol in New Mexico, or in Texas, New Mexico, right there by Las Cruces. And when they went to take off, the thing died, and she got over the side and wouldn't restart. It would crank, but it wouldn't restart. And she called me, and she goes, well, what do you think? I said, well, it's got probably a fuel problem. I said, there's an actuator in there, and when you turn the key on, that actuator opens up, and when you crank it, it still stays open, and that allows fuel to run through. And then when you shut the key off, it closes. That's how it kills the motor, cuts the fuel on and off. Well, she said she looked and she could see it moving, so she thought it was working. And they had some guy come out, and he didn't know anything either about anything. And
replace the filter.
Yeah, it replaced the filter, and I guess he had to use a screwdriver to get it off. I don't know how that works. But anyway, he got it off, put the new filter on, and it still wouldn't start. So they ended up getting the thing towed, and it cost them some big money, but they do have insurance, but they had to pay up front. Anyway, they got towed into a Cummins shop. Well, a Cummins shop said, well, this actuator's bad. And they wanted $700 for that actuator. I told her, I said, if that actuator's bad,
because this happened to us,
right? And we were in a we made it to a Cummins. I pulled that thing manually with our awning thing and got it running. And we went to the Cummins and I shut it off. And we went in. They had the part, and I said, okay, well, you pay for it. I'm going to go start getting it off. And she comes out. She goes, okay, I got it. And I said, okay. She said,
the box was like this big.
She goes, do you have any idea what that thing costs? And I said, I don't know, maybe it's probably here. It's probably going to be more expensive. It's probably like 75 or 80 bucks. She goes, it was $525.
Yeah.
I go, what? And she goes, $525. And I was like, okay. So anyway, I said, well, we got to have it. So we put it on and away we went. And then I went on Amazon. They're $36. So, so they go into this Cummins dealership and the guy told her the part's $700 and it's like $400 or $500 to put it on. And she calls me up and I said, just take a coat hanger and put it or something or anything you got and wrap it around that deal and pull it open and start because they actually started it manually, like I said, you just pull it. And they started the thing. And well, then I said, just run, and they wanted her to pay the $500 anyway. And they put a bungee cord on it, put a some kind of a conduit, smash it, drill the hole anyway. So when she wants to stop, she pushes on it and it shuts it off. And then when she lets go of it, it's open. So when she gets ready to start, all she's got to do is crank it and it's already open. So, and I got the part coming, and when we get there, we'll see them at Quartzsite and I'll fix it for them. So, but I mean, you can get robbed big time. So, got to be real careful with these shops because they work on diesel trucks and they work on these company trucks all the time, and they're pretty used to gouging the companies because the companies are going to get a discount anyway. So they just do what they got to do. But when an individual walks in with a motorhome, it's like, the happy days are here again and starts playing on the radio.
So it sounds like you got charged the case price instead of an individual
price. What was
it's why they call it highway robbery.
What was ridiculous about it, Seymour, is it looks like a little solenoid that you can go over to AutoZone and get for like 30 or 35 bucks. And when I rebuilt all the electronics and everything on my generator, I had to redo the generator on this thing, about a year ago, huh?
Yeah, when we were here on the property last time.
And I was talking to a company and they were trying to sell me all these Cummins parts. I said, well, can you give me the part number? And they give me the part number. And the only thing I bought off of them, and I got a deal on that, was a new board, control board. But I replaced that actuator, and I replaced a couple other things. I replaced a regulator, completely rebuilt all the electronics on the generator. And I think the most expensive part was that board, and it was like $200. But the guy told me if that didn't, because it would start but it wouldn't run. And once I got the board out, I saw what the problem was. So I still have the board, and what I can do is I can bypass it and run a jumper wire over, like you would fix like a car stereo or something. And I can fix it. So now
Myra, no, we're not using the GoPro. We got this.
This is our $35.
Yeah, and it works really good.
Webcam.
But we've been making videos with the GoPro. So
today we used the phone and the GoPro because we had the GoPro on the tripod. And the trouble with my phone is the battery doesn't.
Needs a new phone.
Doesn't. Well, no, I don't want a new phone. If I get a new phone, it's not going to be one of these. I'm going to get a phone,
rotary dial.
Oh, an old I actually had I had a VHF phone in my van. When I had my electronics
Back when it was
company.
50 cents a minute.
Yeah, it was like $200 a month and 50 cents a minute. And
First bill was $700.
yeah, and that was back in the 80s. About
Yeah,
had a
like the 90s,
about
early 90s.
about had a freaking heart attack when we got that bill. So my calls were like, "Hey, I'm on my way. Don't leave. I gotta go." Okay, we'll read up again here. Sound like Charlie.
I wish you all a happy new year on this channel. You're a lot of fun. Thanks, Myron. I got ripped off buying fake turquoise here quartzite. $40 is not too bad. Sad. Got ripped off in Sparks, Nevada. $600 for a board replacement on the furnace.
Yeah, you see.
Yeah, getting ripped off is not fun.
Yeah.
How did you find out it was fake? Yeah, that's a good question. How did you find out, Myron? Or Seymour. Seymour's the one. You guys ever watch Scotty Kilmer on YouTube? If not, you've got to watch him. But I was going to say you need to find Scotty Kilmer, dude for motorhomes.
Yeah.
Hey, Barry. Happy New Year.
Hi, Barry.
Next video will be out tomorrow, Louis.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, it's done, but we're gonna put that out in the morning.
I love when we go over to Quartzsite and they have the rock show stuff going on. I'll go over and find a rock on the ground, and I'll walk up to someone. Hey, I just paid $30 for this rock. Guy said I got a really good deal on it. I go. He said it was a leverite. And for those of you who don't know, leverite there is what kind of rock that is.
Joke.
Leverite rock. Leave it right there. Yeah, real simulated Indian jewelry, right?
Amanda says she watches Scotty sometimes.
Scotty.
A turquoise miner looked at my purchase. He knew right away it was fake. He actually gave me real turquoise, which was very nice of him. Yeah. There are some nice people.
We have a diamond mine by us over here.
We do.
And anyone could go there and
they like to go right after it rains because it
loosens it up.
Them.
And people find diamonds all the time in there.
Yep. Somebody bought it as farmland and they just
Sorry about the creaking sound noise in the video. Yeah, that's Jason's that's Jason's alarm system.
I don't know that I put that in there, Jason. It's okay. The miner's name is Leif? Some people say it different. I'm the guy that tells the jokes and then the entire room groans. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah. Hey, we're short. Last week, man, we had like 100% positive
it was really
on
good.
the likes. It was awesome. So
I oiled it today. How are you going to know if anybody breaks in now, Jason?
He won't. You'll just shoot them when they come through the bedroom door. So yeah. So hey, you guys, we have been appreciating you doing that. Believe it or not, things are turning around on the old scoreboard for us. So that's a good feeling.
We've been putting out a video like every day.
Almost every day.
Except for Christmas. We didn't put one out. Yeah. Some days we
thought we'd give you a present, not put one out. Well, we're 5 short still. Unless you don't like us. If you don't like us, well, I can understand.
Give it a few days, it'll come back.
Yeah.
It's squeaking.
I got some regular oil in an oil can. You could.
Are you doing quartzite? Yeah, Barry, we are.
Yeah, we're leaving a week from today. We'll be, well,
and this time we're going to bypass the whole hospital thing. We figured that'd be best.
Yeah. I'm going to get up and take a walk about every hour. That's what I've been doing anyway. When if we even go in the car somewhere, I'll get up, get out, walk around for a few minutes, take the dog wee-wee, and then get back in the truck and go.
Yes, Mellow Cat 25. We need some thumb smacking, preferably not with a hammer.
Oh, see, people are just signing out.
Lynn, yep. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I'm already done.
You did.
I figured you were gone. I could tell it if you were here.
Oh, anyway.
So, yeah. But, hey, she did the right thing. I think you paid like $500, but at least she didn't spend the $700 on the $36 part. And it's what pisses me off about it is that you spend $500 or $700 and it's no better than the $35 part. That's what's amazing. So
Now, Pat, are you going to pull over or let Cage drive?
no, Cage
His feet won't reach the
does
pedals.
this his tongue out when he drives. It makes me nervous.
Look at him, he's looking at you.
Cagey
Talk
boo.
about me like that.
You're on
Sometimes
TV.
it's just a video title that draws people in, but then that can tick people off too if they feel taken in by clickbait.
Yeah, what was that guy's name? Little House on the used to be
On
Little
the
House
road?
on the road. Now he's Little House off grid.
Yeah.
That guy. Oh, the cops came to my house and killed my wife. I mean,
Like, he's known for clickbait. People know, but they still watch him anyways. I don't know why, but
he's the chicken whisperer.
he's got a lot of subs.
Yeah.
Don't knock it.
But he
Happy New Year,
rotates.
Steve and Jackie and everybody.
Oh,
We
did
are
they
at
leave?
the mark. Almost in 4 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I watched a guy. He did a 8-hour video live. 8-hour live video. I'm like, yeah, that's a long time, man. Long time. 8 hours.
Who's gonna watch that?
He had like
Yeah, maybe in the moment
600
people come
people.
and go, leave it on or whatever. But who's gonna do the rewatch?
He's pretty. That's that guy from Canada, the Van Life Plus.
Safe
He's actually
travels to
pretty good.
Courtside. Hopefully it warms up for your RV to run well. Amen.
I like watching the way he makes his videos. That's why I really like. I mean, he's got good content and everything, but I just like the way he makes his videos. The way he does them is really good. I mean, they're very entertaining.
2 eggs, 1 basket says they're going to see if they can park at the Elks Lodge for New Year's.
Oh yeah. Oh, so you're leaving us? Well, then when you get back, we'll be gone.
Yeah, we will. And maybe when we get back, you guys will be gone.
Well, actually, we'll be here. We'll be leaving the day after New Year's. So we got. Thing is I gotta go to the doctor this week, and then I got to get some medications after the first year when our Medicare resets. So I don't want to spend $700 getting medications when if I wait a couple more days, it's free. So
yeah,
that's how it works.
Well, that'll be fun for you guys. 2 eggs. That'll be fun.
It's supposed to be when we leave here. It's supposed to be in the 60s, but rainy.
Yes.
So, but we're pretty much by tomorrow we will have everything put away except for the slide out, and we'll put that away.
They're just gonna go for the celebration, then they'll be back.
Yeah, you're just gonna spend the night in the motorhome or in their car.
I guess in their truck.
Oh yeah.
How many women visit here? You could try recipes, and if there's any crime near where you are, people will just show up to see the police flashing lights mesmerized.
Yeah. Well, we got a police scanner.
Ruben wants to be our marketing agent.
The other night, the police were busy when it was really cold. They got a call from a disabled man, and his water line was leaking. He wanted to know if the police would come by and shut his well off. And 2 cops showed up to shut his well off. So
you don't get that in big town.
This is I mean, it's 382 people live around here, and you pretty much the cops know everybody.
It was a quiet night, Christmas Eve night.
It's pretty much always quiet, you know.
Although we do have some exciting stuff happen, like when the guy ran his car in the ditch.
Yeah, that was the other night. They found a truck that hadn't been registered since.
No, when we were sitting out here.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, well he was.
Like Amanda says tonight, we were sitting out by the fire.
Yeah.
And I have been saying that I'm going to make a video on how to do sourdough bread, but so far I haven't done it.
Yeah, and let me tell you what that'd be like. It's going to be like a 12-hour video, and most of the time you're going to watch the back of Darla's head playing on her computer while the dough is rising or whatever it does. And she'll go over there and put a little flour on it, do this, put it in the thing, and put it in the refrigerator, and then
It magically comes out
Yeah.
sourdough bread.
Maybe we could cut some of that part out where you're just sitting there doing nothing. When it's time to go, she goes, "Oh, I got to do my bread now." Huh.
No.
Yeah.
No.
They have
hey,
the police
it's a process. You got to
on the
tend to
radio
it.
as well.
Sourdough Cam.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have a police blotter on the radio. I know they do. I think Amanda mentioned that.
What do you mean a police blotter?
Blotter, it tells you what's going on. They read to you all the crimes and such.
Well, oh, that's in the newspaper here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also on the radio.
Yeah. Well, here, it's all, see, like you could go on your phone and get the, like a police scanner thing, but it's all delayed. Where we have the scanner, so when they key up, we hear it. So,
yeah.
But I had to pay $10. We still have a Radio Shack here. That's how behind the times we are. And I took the radio over, cost $10, and they programmed it for us. So with Cage in the shower. Yep. Yeah, he's all, man. He is really sacked out tonight. He is a goner. He had a busy day today.
He did.
Yeah, we did too. We had a pretty busy day. So,
well, you guys, it's 8 o'clock, and
yeah, she's ready to go.
This year's about ticking out.
I guess there's still over 2,000 Radio Shacks in the nation.
Really? I miss Radio Shack too. I used to like going in there a lot.
Yeah, when I was a kid, man.
It's on its way back, Barry says? Really?
Yeah.
Barry, you're still here.
There was a Radio Shack.
Thank you.
The Radio Shack and Bert's Hobbies were my two places to go. Really? I loved, yeah. Bert's Hobbies had the little mini slot car track, and you go in there, you buy a slot car, and then I think it cost you like 10 cents to run for a half an hour.
Really?
Yeah, and you could race. It had like 6 lanes.
What we should do? We should open up a slot car race.
Yeah, I don't even think they do that anymore.
Yeah, right. That'd be great. We could buy that old hardware store, open up a slot car.
Yeah.
Store.
You said the reason why he's still on here is nothing to do. I'm glad we're less boring than doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh well. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna let you guys go.
This is our last live
for the
New Year. So
yeah.
Hope you guys all have a safe and happy New Year's Eve.
Thank you guys for giving us the thumbs up. We appreciate that.
And for watching our silliness.
And continuing to stay with us and Sam loves coffee. Drink coffee.
Hey, Sam loves coffee. Hi.
And appreciate you guys. Really do. This next year we're really going to try to do the more and more of the videos. And I mean, a lot of times it's just going to be what we do. I mean, that's what the video. We're not going to be jumping out of airplanes and stuff. It might just be watching the coffee pot light come on or something.
Yeah. Something exciting.
Hey, Trey made it.
Hey, Trey.
Just got in. Hope you guys are well. We're well.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Stay out of trouble. See you later.
See you next Monday.